following presentation of the National Football League.
It is mid-December here in New Jersey, and down to the field we go. Here's Pam Oliver.
Well, Tom Coughlin said it. He used the word scared to describe how he feels about this Redskins game. It is a team that the Giants have lost to already. They have a good defense, while his own defense has struggled mightily. Eli Manning likes to use the word fight or finish when he looks over the course of these next 3 games. He told me we have a great opportunity to finish strong, and we try to take advantage of it, and we're going to do that now. Back to you.
All right, Pam. And as we look at this weather, 28 degrees. It is breeze is down, what you typically are used to here in the Meadowlands, and off we go as Tynes kicks it away with Brandon Banks waiting for it, and he will take it out and not make the 20. First guy there was Chase Blackburn, and that's where the Redskins offense will start with it with Rex Grossman. Turned the ball over 20 times this season with his 16 picks and the 4 fumbles that he's lost. And there's that offensive line, which is going to be tested here today.
Yeah, young offensive line at the tackle positions with Willie Smith getting the start at left tackle, and then of course Tyler Columbus at right tackle. Both of those guys got playing time last week against New England, got better as the game went along.
Toss, and now a toss back, a flea flicker to start the day. Underthrown and picked off. And a good start is Corey Webster. And now a flag is thrown at the end of the play. Webster picked it off in front of Santana Moss. A good start for the Giants here this afternoon. The flag happened after the interception.
It was a nice play by Corey Webster.
Interception. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 99 on the intercepting team. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the run. First down, New York.
Well, you're going to see the pitch back to Rex Grossman there, and boy, you've got to have a lot of arm if you're going to get that ball out there far enough. As you can see, underthrown to Santana Moss. Corey Webster, didn't bite as badly as what the Redskins were anticipating. He makes up the ground, he turns, and is able to make a play on that. Santana Moss has got to sell that just a little bit more, knowing it's going to take time in the backfield, and Rex Grossman just didn't have enough arm to get it down the field.
And then the personal foul on Canty to move the ball back inside the 20. This drive starting at the 18-yard line and starting with a Manning throw, and that was dangerous as Wilson stepped in front of Victor Cruz. Take a look at this offense, and Eli Manning is protected by this group. They've been moving bodies and pieces throughout the season, but it's been on a roll, that offensive line, and there are the backs and receivers for the Giants, who have the 7th ranked offense in the NFL. Second down and 10. Manning is in trouble and just throws it away at the feet of Ahmad Bradshaw, who was benched last week for the entire first half for missing a curfew, violating a team rule, and Tom Coughlin sat him down in that important game against the Cowboys at 3-4, and Ryan Kerrigan has had a good rookie season.
He sure has, especially considering there was no offseason for him, and a young man that played defensive end in college, making the transition as a lot of outside linebackers have to do in this league, going from defensive end to stand-up guy, but without an offseason to get that work in.
Third down and 10. Manning steps up, trying to throw on the run, and he throws it away over the head of Hakeem Nicks. So after getting that early turnover, the Giants go 3 and out.
Well, it's a good job defensively there by the Washington Redskins. I want to go back and revisit that throw by Rex Grossman. In years past at the old stadium, if you threw into that part of the field, there was a lot of wind this time of year that would hold that ball up. Even talking to Eli Manning the other day, not as much wind in this stadium as what there was in the old Giants stadium, so the wind wasn't a factor. You just didn't have enough arm.
Weatherford hits it, and it will drop out of bounds untouched by Brandon Banks. They're going to mark it at the 30. That's where the Redskins and Rex Grossman, who's thrown one ball, has one pick, will set it up.
Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Well, not much has happened except a Rex Grossman interception. He actually has good numbers against the Giants. He threw for 305 yards in their first meeting on September 11th. So they get a redo. Play action to Halou, and over the middle caught. And a first down catch by Gaffney is good for 15 yards. And as we look at this defense, Troy Aikman, it has struggled defending the pass.
Well, it sure has, but you know, in their defense, the last 3 weeks, you look at the quarterbacks that they have faced: Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and then Tony Romo. You would expect to give up some yards, but they've just simply turned players loose.
Here is the rookie Halou on a nice roll. He has had 3 straight 100-yard games. He picks up 3.
And I think that's one of the biggest frustrations for defensive coordinator Perry Fewell has been, yeah, he's had to shuffle the lineups throughout this season because of all the injuries that we're well aware of there on that defensive side of the ball for the Giants. But the biggest problem they've had is there's just been a lack of communication or getting all of the players on the same page in the secondary, and that's why they've given up so many big plays throughout the year.
Here is a toss to Halou. They're deep into the playbook today as Armstrong takes it and has a nice gain with a first down inside the 40. We've already seen a flea flicker and now a toss with a little end around, and that's good for 14 yards.
Pretty interesting what Kyle Shanahan is doing here in the early going. Pretty good job there by Anthony Armstrong as well, getting the toss behind him. But they're able to get pretty good yardage on this play, so they open up the game with the flea flicker interception, anticipating the Giants are going to be playing heavy run, and they had a chance, but they're trying to take advantage of some of the aggressiveness here of the Giants.
Halou's just happy to hang on to the ball as he is hit by Tuck. And now Tuck, who has had a season filled with injuries, is slow to get up. Been dealing with a toe issue, and now he will check out. A loss of 2 as Halou almost put it on the ground.
Yeah, almost put it on the ground, and then because he was stumbling, he just hit Tuck in a very awkward position. And you're right, Justin Tuck, who has been battling through a number of injuries throughout this year, has missed a number of games, just has not been the player that we've seen in other seasons.
On second down and 12, this is Grossman backing up and now hitting his running back Darrell Young. He's good for getting back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up third down and 12.
We should talk about Jason Pierre-Paul and the game that he had on Sunday night against the Dallas Cowboys. He did everything, and Roy Halou comes in and gives him a shot, you know, there in the rib cage, and boy, a defensive lineman does not like that.
Now third down and 12. Four-man rush. Grossman throws and completes. Stallworth with a first down to the 20. A completion of 19 yards.
It's a nice route by Dante Stallworth, and coming off a good game himself last week against the New England Patriots. He runs a dig route, 18 yards, and right in the hole. And if Rex Grossman had been able to hit him in stride, he might have been able to run pretty good after that catch.
So he gets a 19-yarder and sets up the Redskins at the Giants' 20. Grossman in trouble, hits Halou, and Halou hits the deck as Boley is on his back, no gain.
That's a good job, though, by Rex Grossman. He's trying to work to his left side, and the Giants covered it up nicely, and he knew exactly where his outlet throw was, and he got it into his hands. You know, you think about the games that he's had since he got benched and has come back, he's actually played pretty well. It's been the turnovers that have really hurt him. That and the fact that he has had a propensity to hang on to the ball longer than he should in the pocket.
4 for 4 on this drive. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Ballou. And off the edge, it's Kenny Phillips who is back after missing a week with a sprained MCL, making the stop, a gain of 2.
We talked about it coming into this game, Joe, and defensively for the Giants, because of the teams that they've played over the last 3 weeks, that's tough duty, stopping some of those offensive teams. The Washington Redskins aren't going to be confused with some of the teams that the Giants have faced. I think it's important for them to really show what they're capable of being in this game today.
3rd down and 8. Grossman backing up as he throws, incomplete for Santana Moss. With Webster out there in coverage, and now it's 4th down. Graham Gano will come into the game and attempt a 36-yarder.
Obviously a throw that was high for Rex Grossman, with the Giants brought pressure, and even if he had made a better throw, it didn't much matter. It was not going to be enough for the 1st down.
There are the stats for Gano, who has hit from 59. He did that at Miami in mid-November. And Gano starts the day 1 for 1, and the Redskins are on the board first. 3-0 Washington here in the Meadowlands.
Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
This is one of the great tailgate scenes as you're going to run across anywhere in the NFL here at MetLife Stadium, as you look at the scoring drive, and Rex Grossman, who threw just the 1 incompletion at the end of it. Gano will kick it away. He was good from 36. This is Scott. And the young running back getting a chance to return the kick out to the 25. Lorenzo Alexander, one of the top special teams guys in the league, there to make the stop as Eli goes back to work.
Sprint, all football, no limits, only from Sprint. By State Farm, for auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. And by Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, now playing in theaters everywhere.
First time the Giants had the ball, it was 3 incompletions. It has been a year of comebacks within games for the Giants. When they have won, they lost 4 straight. Won last Sunday night at Dallas, as they have their first run of the day, and it's Bradshaw out across the 40. Dijon Gomes was there for the stop, but a 17-yard run.
Just a good push right in the middle. Watch these 3 guys here. Petrus, and then center Kevin Booth and Chris Snead just do an excellent job, and then of course blocking on the outside by the wide receivers as well. Ahmad Bradshaw, as you said, Joe, suspended in that first half last week. Pretty excited to get a carry here today.
And now on 1st down, they go back to the run game with Bradshaw, who punches it across the 45. Despite all of the injuries up front, Troy, with losing Boss, he's out with headaches again. They've had Petrus move to left guard. That moves Booth to center. They lost Will Beatty in the Philadelphia game. Actually had back-to-back 100-yard rushing days, and they're not giving up sacks.
Well, that offensive line really has come along a lot better, I think, than anyone anticipated when those changes were made.
Now 2nd down and 7. Manning and Struck. Almost had it to Ballard, but he could not hang on, so 3rd down coming up.
In fact, offensive line coach Pat Flaherty, he's had his work cut out for him this year because of all those injuries and changes that have had to be made along that offensive line, and he's nervous about this game here today. They had their hands full last week, did not give up a sack to the Dallas Cowboys, but today the guy who's of concern is Stephen Bowen, their number 72, matched up with left guard Mitch Petrus.
Now on 3rd down and 7, Manning steps into the throw and has Nix, who drops it. A sure touchdown throw, and it's dropped by Hakeem Nicks.
Just an excellent throw by Eli Manning. He had a couple of these on Sunday night, and you see that he just doesn't get his hands on it. Hits him right in the face mask. trying to body catch it right there, and that's the danger of it. But a perfectly thrown ball in a well-run route just didn't finish the play.
Now Weatherford hits it with Banks letting it go over his head. It is a touchback as it rolls into the end zone. Devin Thomas almost downed it inside the 5 as it is. So close to a touchdown, still 3-0 Washington. Well, there's a few pictures to look at on the sideline. One of them is of that drop by Hakeem Nicks. Sure points, and despite a perfect throw, Redskins come to the line up 3-0 as they start this drive at their 20. Grossman down the middle, looking for Gaffney, and he's picked again, this time by Kenny Phillips. And the deep throw is now working for Rex Grossman and the Redskins.
Not a good read by Rex Grossman. Watch the safety here in the middle of the field. You're going to see Santana Moss going across on a deep crossing route. He's the guy who's open. The safety never leaves the middle of the field, and you can see it's double coverage. He could have actually had a chance had he have led Jabbar Gaffney across the field. Instead, he hit him up on his upfield shoulder, which gave Kenny Phillips the opportunity. But Santana Moss, based on that coverage and the reaction of the defense, was wide open.
That is interception number 3 for Kenny Phillips. And now the Giants take over the ball outside their own 25 at the 27, and number 27 Jacobs gets popped. Reed Dowdy was the first one there, and a gain of 6.
Well, they bring Aaron Ross, and he's able to get to Rex Grossman right at the end of that play. Kind of launches himself there, a little bit dangerous. You see the referee right there, and could have made the call had he have gone to the head, but because he hit him in the shoulder, you know, there was no call there.
Second down and 4. Jacobs again. He's been running better of late, is coming off his first 100-yard day, which happened on Sunday night at Dallas, a gain of 2.
Yeah, he has run better, and of course the big game on Sunday night, and even against the Packers, as you said, Joe, limited carries, but he was very effective when given the opportunity. What he hasn't done, he hasn't had the big run. You know, he has still not had a 20-yard run this season. In fact, his longest run of the year is just 15 yards, and although he's getting better, you'd like to see them hit some of the big running plays that we were accustomed to seeing them have a year ago.
Looked like Ballard moved early.
False start, number 85, offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
It turns it into 3rd and 7.
Right here, big Jake Ballard. You've got to be a little concerned right now, I think, if you're Tom Coughlin, and you know, some of the things that have happened here in the early going. I think defensively they've done a nice job, of course, with the 2 takeaways. But you know, I know that as Pam reported coming into this game, Tom Coughlin very concerned about this. This is a game that's given this Giants team fits over the years, and they've had a chance now on that touchdown throw to Hakeem Nicks, and they failed to capitalize.
Yeah, so 0 for 5 with a big drop blitz. Giants pick it up. This is for Cruz downfield. Contact, no flag. Westbrook was there, and Cruz gets up looking for a penalty flag and won't get it.
Yeah, I thought there was contact made on Cruz before the ball was there. Watch Westbrook. The ball's coming in, and then he goes through him just before the ball arrives. Kind of a bang-bang deal there, but it sure looked to me live. I think that's worthy of a call.
And so now another punt. So 2 turnovers, and the Giants have not been able to do anything with the opportunities. Weatherford hits a booming punt to send Banks back to the 19. That ball comes out. Knocked out by Devin Thomas, but the Redskins get back on top of it. They've already said it's Washington's ball, and let's take another look. Banks. Thomas forced it out, but Washington back on top of the football and on top of the Giants, 3-0. Weird start for Washington. 1 play, an interception. 10 plays, a field goal. Next time they had it, an interception on the first throw from Grossman. Here is a handoff to Niles Paul. And a penalty flag comes in at the end of the play. Chase Blackburn was there for the tackle as Paul took it up to the 25. A gain of 7. And Alberto Riverone will sort out why they threw a flag at the end of it.
Personal foul, face mask, number 21, defense. The 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Yeah, this was on the block. Darrell Young, the fullback, is leading on Kenny Phillips, and you see he's got a good hold there of the face mask. That's what drew the penalty.
So that moves the ball all the way out to the 40. And this has been a frustrating start for the Giants in a game they need. Dallas won last night. Cowboys and Giants end the season here at MetLife Stadium, Week 17, as Halou crosses the 45-yard line, picks up 6. Jason Pierre-Paul downfield with Bernard on the tackle.
You know, you mentioned Roy Halou and the job that he's done here in recent weeks. 3 consecutive 100-yard rushing games, and you know, he's given this offense something that they just haven't had all year long, and that's a running game. And you think about Mike Shanahan and what he wants to do and what he has done in years past. It's always been built around being able to run the ball, play action, and they've had more success with some of the play action passing here over the last couple of games.
This is Royster. Evan Royster fights for a first down. He's another rookie that the Redskins have broken in slowly, and he gets enough for a fresh set of downs. Shanahan has also, Troy, had success he did with Denver with running backs taken not necessarily in the first couple of rounds. You think about his best ever was Terrell Davis, a 6th rounder in those Super Bowl championship teams out of Georgia.
Well, you think about it, Roy Halou, a 4th rounder, and then Evan Royster, a 6th rounder. And I'll tell you, if I was a running back, I'd be pretty excited to be playing in an offense coached by Mike Shanahan.
Here is a toss to Halou. And Halou takes it down to the 44, a gain of 6. Let's go to Kurt for a game break.
Well, the Saints thinking about that number 2 seed in the NFC. They're up early in Minnesota. Drew Brees with a 5-yard score to Lance Moore. Just like that, 7-3, Saints on top. But it's still early. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
Picking apart that Vikings secondary, and a lot of quarterbacks have. Second down at 4 here for Rex Grossman.
It's a pretty good race right now for that number 2 spot in the NFC between New Orleans and San Francisco, who's got a pretty good game at home tomorrow night against the Steelers.
Now second down and 4. Penalty flags and whistles stop that play.
False start, number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It's Tyler Columbus, who is starting at right tackle for the injured Jamal Brown, still out with that pulled right groin.
Yeah, Jamal Brown in last week's pregame warm-ups, he's getting ready for the game and pulls up with a bad groin, and Tyler Columbus has to step in. Didn't even know that he was going to be playing that much as the game began. And then getting a start this afternoon.
Grossman in trouble, and down he goes. And that's the new fan favorite, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Jason Pierre-Paul right here underneath. He just has a straight line to the quarterback. You know, they bring over Niles Paul to kind of help out. He doesn't get any kind of chip on him whatsoever. They're unable to peel back with the fullback Darrell Young, and Rex Grossman just had no chance whatsoever.
And not only did Pierre-Paul come up with his sack, but he has gotten this crowd into the game on 3rd down and 17. Just a 3-man rush on Grossman. Pass is caught by Stallworth, and Dante Stallworth makes a move. And let's see where they mark him out of bounds. They're going to mark him out a little over a yard short of a 1st down. And Stallworth can't believe it. It was a 16-yard completion and then a run down the sideline.
Yeah, but what changes it, even though they don't pick up the 1st down, now they're going for it on 4th and 1, because if you make the tackle here, Antrell Roll, he just goes right at his ankles, and Dante Stallworth is able to get the extra yardage. If he makes the tackle there, the Redskins are punting. Instead, it gives them an opportunity now to keep this drive alive.
Now the Redskins beg for the play clock to be restarted, which they do. I don't know about that spot. Looking at it on the replay, I can see why Stallworth was surprised they marked him out shy of the 1st down. It's 4th and 1. Grossman completes to Gaffney. And Gaffney has the 1st down and a completion of 7 yards.
I'll tell you what, you're looking you're looking at 3rd and long, and for them to get, they gave up the underneath throw to Dante Stallworth. The Giants did. They executed exactly how Perry Fuel wanted it executed. You just have to make the play there, and now the Redskins are marching.
So after that sack, it's 3rd down and 17, and they end up, as you say, Troy, converting because of a missed tackle by Antrell Roll. A gain of 4 here by Roy Halou. And this has been a rather uninspiring start for the Giants, who are at the moment behind the Cowboys, who took apart the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night down in Florida.
And we're counting down the end of the 1st quarter here, and the Washington Redskins have had the ball for over 10 minutes of this opening period.
Manning doesn't have a completion. Had a big drop. Toss to Royster, running to his right. And Royster will be a yard shy of a 1st down, and if the Redskins wish, they can let the 1st quarter expire. And if the crowd was back in it after the Pierre-Paul sack, they are out of it now, as the Redskins lead after one 3-0. Return after this from your local Fox station. He's a little bit banged up at the end of that 1st quarter, down on the knee, getting looked at. Then he popped up and was ready to go back in. Giant sideline kept him on the sideline for this 3rd down and 1 as we start the 2nd quarter. 3-0 Redskins. Handoff is to the fullback Young, and Darrell Young has a 1st down as he gets 3. Boley on the tackle. And so far the Redskins have looked better than the Giants with a couple of long drives. This one started at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, they have. They've been able to put together some decent drives, and even with the 2 interceptions, they've been back at least in Giants territory. And then the Giants offensively, as you said, they just not gotten really anything going there in that 1st quarter.
This is the 9th run of the 11 plays run on this drive. So with the 2nd interception by Grossman, as they aired it out down the field, they're now going to the ground, and Halou picked up 2.
There's enough young players. You always kind of wonder how a team's going to come out and play when they're 4-9. But there's enough young players that are trying to prove to this coaching staff that they belong as they go into the offseason, that these guys are going to play hard. They've been playing hard even in recent weeks, and they will certainly in a division rival game. 2nd down and 8, and this one is knocked away from Gaffney by the rookie Prince Amukamara. Yeah, Prince Amukamara, he's obviously a young player who missed most of the season, just started playing here a few games back, and it's been a little bit of a struggle for him. Of course, he's not 100% because of the the foot injury that he suffered in training camp. But he's been having to learn under fire, and has had a tough couple of ball games.
It's 3rd down and 8. Grossman for the end zone, and a touchdown, Santana Moss. We'll take another look. A perfect throw from Rex Grossman. Did he get them both down? 1, 2, touchdown.
Well, they go high-low, and you're going to see they run to the flat. That pulls Corey Webster up, and it looked like either Prince Amukamura or the safety had to go over the top and give some help then on Santana Moss, but it looked, Joe, to me a lot like what happened in that Cowboys game on Sunday night. Just another miscommunication to where all of the defensive backs are not on the same page as far as what coverage is being run, so that they know who has who. But you've got an open guy running through the defense again with nobody in the vicinity to make a play.
They're looking at it as they do all scoring plays to verify it. As it is, it's a 20-yard touchdown on 3rd and 8, and it will stand, as Riverone says touchdown is good. It's all you analysts up here guessing on coverage. Now, how you do it and sleep at night. Santana Moss is good. So is Rex Grossman on that throw. A 20-yard TD, 10-0. Redskins on top.
The world's most refreshing beer by Verizon, your holiday tablet destination. And by the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost.
And this city is busy. The holiday season, and here in Jersey, this has been a startling development for the Giants and their fans as the wind knocks the ball off the tee. It's a 10-0 Redskins lead, with Jernigan and Scott both waiting deep as Grossman adds a touchdown pass to his day. He's got 2 interceptions. Eli Manning, we're into the 2nd quarter, does not have a completion yet. And somebody's going to have to hold the football. Would have been a great job for you in your playing career. While watching a ball come off a tee in super slow-mo.
Yeah, how about that?
You used to like that, right? Put your finger on the tip of the ball and let it go booming out from under.
No, I never did that. I was always the guy who was worried about getting my finger kicked.
Westbrook is that guy right now. It's the NFL. He's not going to kick your finger. Here's Scott from the end zone. And Darrell Scott with a nice return is hit by Alexander. And so now out across their own 20, the Giants will start with it as we welcome you inside our broadcast booth. And this is quite simply a game the Giants cannot lose, and they have come out flat here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a game that we kind of had a feeling that it was a dangerous game, certainly, and the Redskins have been playing better. But, you know, we've seen this. We've seen this from the Giants. We saw it earlier this season against Seattle. You know, that's a game that nobody really remembers all that much of, but a home game against a Seattle team that was not playing very good football, and the Giants lose that game. You know, after their performance on Sunday night, you hate to throw one back.
Here is Hynoski, the fullback. He gets hit by a Togway, and he takes O.J. Togway on a ride and carries him for a 1st down.
Good job of finishing after this catch here by Henry Hynoski, and you know, to get something going. So Eli Manning gets his first completion of the game, and you know, this is when Eli tends to heat it up. Of course, he's really good in the 4th quarter when he's down a couple scores, but they didn't anticipate being down this quickly in this game.
Down by 10. He had a touchdown dropped on his 2nd possession. Manning steps up and throws for Ware. That ball is in the air and they're going to say picked off. by Otagwe. This will be looked at again as O.J. Otagwe makes the catch on the deflection. And for O.J., it's his second of the year. Let's see where this ball, after hitting off the helmet of Fletcher, or where. What a catch by O.J. Otagwe for the pick.
Yeah, it sure was. O.J. Otagwe, he gets the deflection. They got the matchup with DJ Ware on London Fletcher, and a ball that Eli, because of him being flushed, he was not able to get enough on the throw. He started to work to his left, but he had a chance had he had been able to get that over the top of London Fletcher. But O.J. Otagwe makes a great play on this ball for the interception.
You know, O.J. was brought to the Redskins. Haslett was very aware of him from his time with the Rams. And Otagwe was a ball hawk. 22 interceptions, 16 forced fumbles in 6 years in St. Louis, and now the challenge flag is thrown out by Tom Coughlin. We haven't seen anything that would lead to a reversal of the call on the field.
New York is challenging the ruling on the field of an interception.
But for Otagwe, he has lost his starting job. Making a play here in the second quarter with what looks to be his second pick of the season. The ruling on the field was an interception.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It is an interception. A defender gets two hands onto the ball. Even though the ball moves, the ball never hits the ground, and he maintains control and rolls over. Therefore, it's an interception. First down, Washington.
So not just that, but a 26-yard return. Tom Coughlin is now 3 for 10 in challenges this season.
Yeah, that was pretty clear. You know, I don't know who's advising Tom Coughlin upstairs, but from the very first look at it, you could tell that Otagwe secured the catch, and there was nothing there to indicate that he did not.
So the Redskins take over at the Giants 41 after the return by Otagwe. And Halou, talk about him being a hard runner, and he shows it there, gets 9. Canty on the stop, and this crowd is starting to turn on the Giants a bit with their club down 10-0. And now a 9-yard run starts this drive from the rookie Halou.
Yeah, Roy Halou, I mean, he's been a nice addition to this team, and the guy who started out on the depth chart is third when the season began, and he started getting more opportunity on third downs. The biggest concern was his pass protection. Didn't have to do a lot of it there at Nebraska, but it got better as the season has gone along, and he's run the ball very well. Of course, remember Tim Hightower, their starter, went on IR several weeks ago.
Here's a handoff to Young, and Darrell Young, as the Redskins don't play around with it, picks up the first down on 2nd and short.
Well, there's got to be some anxiousness going on over there on that Giants sideline with Tom Coughlin, and down 10 points right here, and hoping that defense will be able to make a stop and at least keep this a 2-possession game. But you're right, Joe. I mean, from the time we've come into the building here and this game has began, the Giants really haven't given this crowd a whole lot to cheer about, and they're not.
First down from the 30, and a toss to Evan Royster. The rookie Royster with a nice run down inside the 25, picked up 7.
Well, this offensive line, we talked about the changes that they've had to make, and this right side, you're going to see the push that they get, and Evan Royster gets in behind him. Chris Chester at right guard, Tyler Columbus, and the concern obviously is the defensive front for the Giants and how physical they're capable of being, the youth and inexperience along this Redskins offensive line, but the Redskins are taking it to them right now.
Halou back in the game at tailback, and he gets it on a toss running right. Play is made by Tuck, a gain of 2. And Halou will bring up 3rd down and short.
Just kind of watch these guys defensively for the Giants, and they haven't had a lot to get excited about. But as I said, when you go out and you beat the Cowboys the way that they beat them, and now you control the division, they've been just walking around like they're sleepwalking.
Now 3rd down and 1. Handoff to Halou, and he picks up a first down. On that most recent drive, the Redskins converted a couple of 3rd and longs. They converted a 4th down. Now they get a 3rd down conversion here to set up a first down inside the 20.
And the fullback does a nice job, Darrell Young, on Jason Pierre-Paul leading the way. You think about it, Joe, over the last 3 games, this defense given up an average of 490 yards of offense. A lot of offense.
Here's a toss to Halou, and this time the play is blown up. Out on the edge, the play was made, a loss of 4, and it was Kiwanuka who got the job done for the Giants.
You know, when you think about in a game like this, as I was saying, the quarterbacks that they have faced, Rex Grossman is not in that category, and neither is this offense compared to the Saints, Packers, Cowboys. And all week we've heard the Giants say, hey, we're going to put it together and we're capable of doing it. Of course, they've been saying that all season long. I thought that this was a game that if they're going to do that, this is going to be their best opportunity.
On 2nd down and 14, this one for Halou. And even with contact, their feet got tangled, no flag. With Amukamara back there defending. Was rookie on rookie, incomplete 3rd and 14.
Yeah, Grossman had an opportunity on Halou there. He actually had good position on Amukamara. It's just a ball that gets away from him. You're going to see Roy Halou takes the inside. And had he have been able to time it better, or if Grossman had been able to deliver a lower ball, that would have been a completion.
Big 3rd down here for this Giants defense. Blitz, quick throw, pass complete, Gaffney. And Jabbar Gaffney will take it down for a first down to the 6.
Well, Prince Amukamara is playing very soft, and the reason he is because it's 3rd and long. So if you give up the underneath throw, then you have to make the tackle. And we've seen that now twice on these scoring drives for the Redskins. We saw it with Antrell Roll that allowed them to then come away with points, and now on this play, if Amukamara comes up and makes the tackle at the point of the catch, it's not a first down, and they're settling for the field goal.
Right now, Washington 6 for 8 on 3rd and 4th downs in this first half. And now another touchdown as Darrell Young takes it in. And this has been all Washington here in the first half. As Darrell Young gets the touchdown, that's his first of the year. What a start for the Redskins here this afternoon.
Well, they have 2 chances for a play here. You got Jason Pierre-Paul, and then you've got Antrell Roll. And Pierre-Paul doesn't realize that Young's got the ball. Roll does, and Young just runs right through him.
I don't know that I've ever seen that. I mean, Jason Pierre-Paul came up, put his hands on Darrell Young, and didn't know he had the football.
He thought it'd come out to the tailback on a pitch.
How about the day for Rex Grossman? He's got a touchdown pass, now handing off for a touchdown, and it's 17-0.
Sponsored by Pizza Hut's new Big Dinner Box. Get all your favorites in one epic box.
Well, there's a lot to talk about on the sideline for the Giants defensively. Prince Amukamara, the rookie defensive back, as they are down deep on their depth charts with all of the injuries the Giants have suffered at cornerback, is having a rough day already. It is 17-0 Redskins as the Giants will start this possession at their 20. Jason Pierre-Paul had a chance to make a play, did not realize Young had the ball. He took it in. Here's the reaction from Tuck on the sideline with his team down 17. Inside Washington territory, they have had 4 possessions, only 2 first downs. Starting at their 20, down by 17 points. It is Jacobs trying to light the fire under this offense, and this team picks up 5. It has been a frustrating day so far for the Giants, and you see some of their reactions. Manning with what could have been a sure touchdown drop by Hakeem Nicks. A missed challenge by Tom Coughlin on the sideline. No flag on a play where Victor Cruz was looking for one. It's second down at 5. It looked like Hynoski, the fullback, started early.
False start, number 45, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
And this is about as bad a start. I mean, this kind of stuff drives Tom Coughlin crazy. He's had 2 false starts, one on Ballard. It took a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7. Now makes this second down and 10 as Hynoski started too soon.
Well, I think right now this team, they need a big play, and it would sure be nice for this offense if it happened for them. You know, they had the chance, as you said, to Nicks, a blown opportunity for a touchdown, but they need something to kind of jumpstart them.
Pass over the middle, and it's Cruz. It makes the catch. And a nice grab on a throw a bit behind him, 11 yards and a first down for the Giants.
Yeah, that's an excellent play there by Victor Cruz. And again, Eli Manning is going to have pressure in his face. Last week he had a lot of pressure in his face when he was making some of the throws he was making. But a nice job by Victor Cruz at the end of this. A ball, as you said, that was thrown behind. He's able to make the catch in traffic. And that's a big first down. May not seem like much, but this offense desperately needed it.
Handoff is to DJ Ware. Flag flies as Ware gets across the 35, picked up 5.
I'm not so sure right now, Joe, that I wouldn't go to a no-huddle offense. Eli runs it so well, and everyone's just walking around. There's just no energy, no tempo
Illegal
right
formation
now.
on the offense. The tight end was covered. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So they basically shut that play down, and they will make it first down at 15.
I didn't see who the wide receiver was on that play. When he says the tight end was covered, it means that the receiver was on the line of scrimmage, and to the tight end side, you've got to be off.
Setting up the screen for Bradshaw, nothing out there. First guy there was Barnes, and then London Fletcher cleaned it up in a loss of 2.
Pretty good idea initially, but you've got over here is where you've got Barnes, and so he's playing the line of scrimmage, anticipating run, and then he's right there to help make the play. Of course, London Fletcher running sideline to sideline himself. He's had himself a heck of a season. Also hopes to return to Washington. The coaches, in talking with him, Joe, sounds like they want him back. He's still playing at a pretty good level for a guy who's been in the league as long as he has.
Yeah, has never missed a start. Here is a pass behind Victor Cruz. This time he couldn't make the adjustment and the catch. So third down and 17 coming up.
It's hard to believe it's the same team that we saw Sunday night offensively. I mean, the ball that's thrown behind him, Victor trying to make another tough catch.
As far as energy is concerned, it's the 4-9 Redskins. It looked like they have something to play for here today. Here's 3rd and 17. Manningham got a long way to go, and he won't get there. Play is made by Westbrook. A gain of 11, and it's 4th down with under 5 to play in the half.
Well, you look at 3rd and long, and the chances of being able to convert that aren't real high. And Kevin Gilbride, it's not a lot of calls on that call sheet. He's got tucked under his arm for that situation. And at that point, you're just trying to get a completion. Maybe you pick up the first down, but if not, you at least help your defense out with better field position.
Another punt from Weatherford, and it's a good one. Again, they keep the ball out of the arms of Brandon Banks. They'll mark it at the 25. That's where the Redskins and Grossman will set it up by 17. The college College Bowl Guide is the best app available to keep you up to date on every college bowl game this season with exclusive videos, previews, interviews, scores, highlights, and game analysis. You won't miss a second of the action no matter where you are. It is free on the App Store. Download the College Bowl Guide now, brought to you by The Daily and Fox Sports. This one starts at the 25. The handoff is to Halou. This Giants defense needs to step up. Jason Pierre-Paul, who missed, who had the ball the last time the Redskins had it, makes the play no gain.
He wasn't going to miss that one, was he? He's a little embarrassed that he didn't realize that Darrell Young had the ball in that touchdown score.
Second down and 10. Here's a toss. Halou, nice play, and it's the same guy. Jason Pierre-Paul, and loss of 1.
No, it's a really nice play because he's got to fight off the tight end, Dominique Byrd, and he's able to do that and then make a play on the tailback. This guy has really been amazing. What is also amazing is that because of the rules, he's not on the Pro Bowl ballot as it relates to the fan voting. He'd have to be a write-in there, but that's a third of the voting, and in all likelihood, I'd be shocked if he's not going over to Hawaii at the end of this season.
Prince Amukamara not on the field on third down and 11. This pass is caught for a first down, and they'll get yards tacked on with a hit up high on Rex Grossman.
And Jason Pierre-Paul knows that he screwed up on this play. He gets a good rush. He comes in, he goes right to the helmet.
Number 90 on the defense.
As soon as Rex Grossman throws it, it's helmet-to-helmet contact, even though it looked like at the end of it he was trying to shy away. And then here's the other side of it, and a good route there by Santana Moss in getting open, but additional yardage with the helmet-to-helmet contact by Jason Pierre-Paul.
So they make 2 good plays, then they get another conversion on third and 11. It turns into a 35-yard play because of the penalty. 20-yard completion to Santana Moss. The ball at the Giant 41. Handoff to Halou. And Halou is back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Why is this game important to the Giants? Well, the playoff picture looks like this in the NFC. Last night, the Dallas Cowboys won there 8-6. See the rest of the division leaders, and then those 4 battling. Atlanta 9-5 and rolling. Detroit 8-5. And then the 2 7-6 teams. But the Giants have it all in their hands with that Week 17 matchup here against Dallas. 2 minutes left, opening half.
Today's game is
Amukamara has been benched. Been involved on a couple of big plays for the Redskins, who lead it by 17. 2 minutes left in the half. Second down and 10. Grossman throws too low for Gaffney. Now third and 10. And with 2 timeouts remaining, the Giants hoping to get a chance to get something before the half. They need to stop now on third down.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing right now, Joe, is to, whether they get an opportunity to come away with any type of points of their own here in this first half. The biggest thing is this defense just making a key stop and not giving up any more points.
Now third down and 10. 3 wide receivers set for the Redskins. As Grossman buys time and finds his tight end Paulson. And Paulson will be brought down just short of first down yardage. We'll see how the Redskins want to play it. Antrell Roll made the tackle. And the Redskins will go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, why not? They're dominating the offensive line. It's short yardage situation. They feel pretty good about it. They've already converted a couple of these in this game, but absolutely no pressure on Rex Grossman on that last play in the pocket. This offensive line doing an outstanding job.
Late addition to the lineup is Tollefson on 4th down and 1. And a timeout is taken by the Redskins. And we will check in with Kurt and find out what's coming up on the Visa Halftime.
All right, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, we'll have scores and highlights from a festive Week 15 in the National Football League, including maybe the Indianapolis Colts getting an early Christmas present, maybe that first win. We'll talk about it in the Visa Halftime. Now back to you.
We will be looking for that. Interesting scores really around the NFL, but certainly in the NFC, nothing more interesting than what's going on right here. The 17-0 Redskins lead, 1:07 left in the opening half.
Wouldn't you like to be in that locker room to hear what Tom Coughlin is going to have to say to his troops?
Yes. They have an opportunity here today to keep pace with Dallas, but losing to the 4-9 Redskins. On 4th down and 1. Grossman. Penalty flag is on the ground. Stallworth is overthrown and will get the call. Rocky Bernard with pressure.
Holding,
it's against
number
the
63
Redskins.
in the offense. Penalty is declined. First down, New York.
I don't know if it's holding as much as it was just self-defense. Rocky Bernard right in the middle. Right here in the middle, just goes right over the top of Montgomery. He didn't have any other chance, or any other choice, I should say, other than to bring him to the ground. Pressure immediately right through him. And so the defense comes up big with an important stop.
Giants have just 65 yards of total offense, 60 penalty yards against, but a minute left and 2 timeouts. 4-man rush. Manning finds Ballard, and Jake Ballard has got a first down out across the 45. A timeout is taken by the Giants. Ballard gets up limping.
Yeah, he took a big hit at the end of this play, and you're going to see the way that he lands awkwardly after the catch. A nice route by him, and right at the tail end, right there, the hit at the end by Togway.
That sent Ballard over to the sideline as he limps around. 51 seconds remain in the half. First down. 1 timeout for the Giants. Kerrigan, the rookie, gets some pressure. Manningham makes the catch, and he's brought down by Hall from behind after a gain of 14. This is where Eli Manning has been at his best. In the hurry up as he finds an open receiver, but the play is broken up. Hakeem Nicks. And it was a Togway and Wilson there defending for the Redskins.
You talk about putting the ball in a tight spot. I mean, right here you see there's not a lot of margin for error for that throw by Eli Manning. But again, I mean, he puts it perfectly right on the hands of Hakeem Nicks, and he's unable to make the play.
He had the big drop earlier, now unable to haul this one in cleanly. There have been 4 Giant drops in this first half. Second down, and Manning looking for Bradshaw, and Bradshaw made the grab, and a timeout taken by the Giants.
He made the catch off of the deflection. He didn't do anything to help out Eli Manning. Eli scrambling, hoping somebody will do something for him, and Bradshaw keeps running up the field, and it was actually a nice play there by Perry Riley, but Bradshaw hangs with it, and it comes right down into his arms, and look at that, right off the right leg, and then he makes the catch. It was a nice concentration, but had he have been able to work back, or he should have worked back to Eli Manning and given him a chance. I said, you see Ballard going in now to get checked out. I said would like to be in the locker room to see what Tom Coughlin has to say. Heck, I'd like to hear what Eli Manning has to say. I mean, he's made some nice plays, and he's had pressure in the pocket. He's delivered some nice throws and just hasn't gotten a lot of help.
So that deflection is basically kicked back into the arms of Bradshaw. They put time back on the clock now, 12 seconds, but no timeouts.
Can't complete it in bounds.
This one to the back of the end zone, incomplete. And the Giants will send their field goal unit on, as that one was too deep for Mario Manningham.
Well, good stop there on 4th down by the Giants defensively, and then for them to be able to finally put together a few plays and get some yardage out of that drive and give Lawrence Tynes a chance here to make it a 14-point game. It's a nice way to finish what has been a pretty bad 30 minutes of football for the Giants.
40-yard try by Tynes for the first points of the day for the Giants. Giants trying to get something to feel good about. And Tynes is good. With 2 seconds remaining on the clock here in this opening half. And that one just got inside the left upright. So it is a 14-point game, and that is, barring the miraculous, how this first half will end on the scoreboard, 17-3. And it's been a first half where Grossman has thrown a couple of picks, but been able to move his team. As one touchdown pass to Santana Moss, touchdown run by Darrell Young, and his club is up 14. Very spirited here today in Jersey.
Yeah, how about the year that Rex Grossman has had? You know, they started out the year 3-1 and had a good chance of being 4-0. Lost at the very end in the first outing against the Dallas Cowboys, and they had the bye week. Season's going along pretty good, and come out of that bye and he throws 4 interceptions and got benched. And since he regained the starting job, he's actually played better. Like I said a little bit earlier, it's just been the interceptions that have really hurt him.
Here is a squib kick with Casey Paulson on the return, Logan Paulson rather, and that will end the first half of play. We'll take a break, come back as Thomas is slow to get up. It's been a frustrating first half for the New York Giants, but a half still to go in a game they need in that battle in the NFC East. Take a break, come right back here. 17-3 Redskins. Redskins fans have to be thrilled with what they've seen so far. A 17-3 Washington lead. Giants got 3 points at the end of the first half. You can follow your favorite team all season long. Just go to itunes.com/NFL. And here to open the second half, the Giants will get the ball, and we'll see what they can do offensively with Eli Manning, who started to get hot there at the end of the first half by running that 2-minute offense, hurrying things up. We'll see what the pace is like when they get it here.
Well, if they don't go to a no huddle, which I doubt that they will, they definitely, you know, offense is really about rhythm and tempo, and they didn't have that there in that first half. I'd expect to see a little bit better tempo in the second half, but I think the way that they drove the ball there to end the first half, it's good they're getting the ball here to start the second.
This is Jernigan. He'll take it out. Cross the 20 and take it to the 25. Forced out by Westbrook. Let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Hey, Joe, you know what? I didn't even go X's and O's with Tom Coughlin. I talked to him about things about passion and energy and the things that we're seeing, or the lack of, where his Giants players are concerned. He said, we're trying to get those things. He said, we know that they're giving all of their efforts. They're trying as hard as they can. You know, but we just got to keep trying to. If we're going to make it into the playoffs, we're going to have to see more of that. No injury updates yet on Jake Ballard or Devin Thomas at this point. We'll try to keep an update on that and get back to you soon. Back back to
All
you.
right, thanks. Ahmad Bradshaw will carry it, pick up 3. Jake Ballard is back on the field. We saw him limp off at the end of that first half, so that's a good sign for the Giants. One of their weapons as Bradshaw picked up 3 yards.
That was a tough 3 yards too. The Washington Redskins stacked the defensive line there, and Bradshaw got just about all that on his own.
This defense for Washington is the 10th ranked defense in the NFL. Jim Haslett, their defensive coordinator. 2nd down and 7. Manning keeps it and airs it out for Nix. What a pick. D'Angelo Hall with a left-handed grab. It's an interception as Hall is knocked down and out of bounds by Bradshaw. What an athletic grab by D'Angelo Hall, his 3rd interception of the year.
Well, you can see D'Angelo Hall has help by Gomes over the top. So initially, based on where Gomes lined up pre-snap, it looked like D'Angelo Hall would be one-on-one. He got the help. He was able to be in a trail technique, and that would have been a tough throw. We've seen Eli Manning make a lot of those throws this season, laying them in there. But D'Angelo Hall is a guy who plays the ball very well in the air.
23 yards on the return. A guy who was fined for throwing an official's flag last week as Halou takes it down inside the 30. Also ducked out of a tackle when he thought that Gronkowski was out of bounds, and now here he is on a Sunday in the Meadowlands making the left-handed interception. Here is the non-tackle, D'Angelo Hall, saying that he thought Gronkowski was out of bounds. He eventually did make the play, but a 49-yard catch and run by Rob Gronkowski, part of a 6-catch 160-yard day. Here's Halou, and Halou lowers his head, takes it to the 25.
Hey, we heard Michael Strahan say there at halftime that this Giants defense looks soft, and I agree. I mean, they've just been getting dominated up front, and this defense is, you know, when their defensive front is not playing well, then they have a lot of problems in all other areas of their defense, and you know, they haven't been able to get after Rex Grossman with pass rush, but more importantly in this game, they've just been getting blown off the ball by this offensive line of the Redskins.
Here is Halou on 3rd down and a yard, and Halou did not get it. Jason Pierre-Paul made the play, and it will be another 4th down and another decision for Mike Shanahan. He's going to call the field goal unit on.
I'll tell you, Jason Pierre-Paul, after we saw the touchdown run by Young and him not realizing that he had the ball, he's come alive. You know, I mean, he's made a lot of plays as he has throughout the season, but he's been very active in run defense.
44-yard try, and Gano drills it. 44 yards off the right foot of number 4, and it's a 17-point game here in the Meadowlands.
Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee. By the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, in theaters December 21st, rated R. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
It's a 17-point game now as we welcome you back to MetLife Stadium, home of the Giants and the Jets. Those two teams will play next week. Giants knew coming into this final 3-game stretch they had to win 2 of the final 3 as long as one of them was against the Dallas Cowboys, who they host in week 17. This one out of the back of the end zone off the foot of Graham Gano. And it was off the foot of Gano and then off the hand, the left hand fingertips of Jason Pierre-Paul, a guy who blocked the potential game-tying field goal last Sunday night in Dallas. And yet, even with the tip, Gano had enough to make it from 44 yards moments ago. Manning finds Hynoski, and Hynoski picks up a couple. That's it. London Fletcher made the play. Oh, I know you said they wouldn't go to no huddle this early, but I thought you brought it up in the first half, and it was a good point. They need to do something to change what's gone on here and try and just stop this runaway train that's made them look just absolutely flat.
Well, and plus Eli Manning's so good at it, you know, and you really need to control tempo on the offensive side of the ball, you know, whether it's speeding things up or slowing things down.
Here's a nice run by Jacobs over the right side for a first down. London Fletcher on the tackle, a run of 10 yards.
Yeah, pretty nice push. You're going to see right here Chris Snee and then Kareem McKenzie, and the job that they do then on that defensive end, and that's the push you have to have in order to get these types of runs by Brandon Jacobs.
Three down, feet down to Mike. Good. 180.
Back to Jacobs. Carricker in the middle of that made that play a gain of just 1.
You know, to go back to the no huddle situation, I thought the way that they were able to move the ball there to end the half, they finally started to establish a little rhythm, and you know, so that's why I said to start this second half I didn't anticipate that Gilbride or Tom Coughlin would go to the no huddle right away, but after that interception, you know, if they don't get something going, not that they need to do it because of time, but just to try to establish something on the offensive side of the ball that they've been unable to do.
Here is Jacobs, room to run, and then a nice play by Reed Doughty, who came up and made the tackle on that 260-pound back. Brandon Jacobs, a gain of 5. That could have been a big play if Doughty doesn't stick his chin in there and make the stop.
Yeah, if he makes one guy miss, you see Reed Doughty 37, and that's not a lot of fun. And when you come in and you take a guy like Brandon Jacobs, nobody wants to hit him up high because he's so big, 265 pounds. So you go low and you see that he caught his helmet, you know, right there on the knee of Brandon Jacobs, and that's how you have a lot of significant head injuries, and he's fortunate to be able to get back up.
Here is a pass caught by Nix. He's dropped a couple. He hangs on here, and it's a third down conversion for the Giants, their first of the afternoon.
Yeah, and one that they really needed in Hakeem Nix's first catch of the afternoon as well. We know that he's had a couple of drops, but on third down to be able to finally convert and keep this drive alive, it's a good conversion there by the Giants.
Missed tackle by Kevin Barnes. Nix picks up 14 yards. And a first down at the Redskins 47. Nix hangs on here and then stiffs arms Doughty. A stiff arm into Reed Doughty, we just watched bring down Brandon Jacobs, and Nix trying to get that team and that offense fired up.
Well, he almost dropped this ball. You know, he has a hard time reeling it in, and then makes the catch, and then makes two guys miss, and then goes through Doughty, and the guy who helps finish him off is Ryan Kerrigan with great hustle from the outside linebacker position.
First down at the Washington 35. Here's Jacobs cutting it back. Now the ball comes out, but it hops right into the arms of Victor Cruz. There's a break for the Giants. It's a gain of 5.
Oh, you're not kidding. You know, it's a good run here, getting what he could get going, but London Fletcher comes in and just pops it out, and Victor Cruz, who, you know, was just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Josh Wilson is down for the Redskins. They look at him, and we'll take a break. Statistics, as you look at Wilson, he got up and got off the field. London Fletcher's made more tackles than anybody in the NFL this season. He's playing in his 222nd consecutive game. And he forced that ball out, recovered by Cruz. Here's a pass caught, and now Nix is getting hot. He's got a first down, and here's that knockout by London Fletcher But it took a couple of hops right into the arms of Victor Cruz. And that maintains possession and keeps this drive alive.
Yeah, they were fortunate there on the bounce, but an excellent job. I mean, you'd like to see Brandon Jacobs maintain the ball, but I think London Fletcher just did a nice job knocking it loose.
Here's Bradshaw. There's London Fletcher.
There he is.
At the end of a 5-year deal, as you said earlier, he wants to come back. They want him to come back. And guys that reliable are hard to find.
He's just a pro, you know. I mean, for a guy to show up, I think the best thing you can say about any player in the league, you can say that about Eli Manning. You know, that as a teammate, you know he's going to be there each and every Sunday, ready to play and play hard and play well. And he's done that throughout his career, and he takes good care of himself and he works hard at it.
Want a ring with the Rams. Here's Bradshaw. Bradshaw brought down by Perry Riley, a gain of 4 to bring up 3rd down.
It's a good run right there, though. I mean, he really hit the hole and got as much out of that as he can. And you know, to go back to the decision by Tom Coughlin to bench him last week, and Tom said it wasn't a hard decision. It's not one he wanted to have to make, but not a hard decision at all. It's about principles. I thought that spoke volumes to Tom Coughlin and the consistency and what's important to him when running a ball club.
On 3rd down and 6. Manning is sacked. Stephen Bowen, who the Giants were concerned about coming in, the former Dallas Cowboy, makes the play to force 4th down.
Well, there was coverage on the back end, but Eli Manning just didn't have much of a chance at all. Stephen Bowen just goes right through Mitch Petrus at left guard and drives him right back into Eli Manning. And you see the action right there, and yeah, that's the concern that offensive line coach Pat Flaherty had coming in. Petrus, of course, playing because of a lot of injuries, and nice job overall, but not on that play.
Here is Tynes. The kick is no good. Missing from 44. What a day for the Giants. 5.5 to go, 3rd quarter, and trailing by 17. There's another check of the weather. 31-degree day. Cold one this afternoon at MetLife. Redskins lead by 17 after the missed field goal. Grossman just got rid of it before Kiwanuka got there, and the pass complete to Halou for 9 yards. We look ahead to next week. These Giants will be involved in a big one, especially if they don't come back and win this one here today. Why? Well, they had to win 2 of their last 3, including one against the Cowboys, to make the playoffs, and they will be at the Jets, so to speak, right here in this stadium. Also, Rams at the Steelers, and we will be in Dallas for that matchup between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Enough for a 1st down for Darrell Young. And we'll go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
All right, the Chiefs had a 6-0 lead in the 3rd quarter. It's all gone. Aaron Rodgers hooking up with Donald Driver, 2-yard score. Green Bay leads at 7-6. That's Rodgers' 40th touchdown pass this season, breaking the franchise record owned by, well, you know who, Joe Troy Penn.
All right, thank you, Kurt. A 1-point game in Kansas City. Here it's a 17-point game with under 5 left in the 3rd quarter. 1st down at the 45. A toss to Halou. And Halou turning one play after another into a positive play, gets 4.
You talked about the playoff situation for the Giants, having to win 2 of their last 3, and then one of those, of course, being in the last game of the season against the Cowboys. Really kind of hard to imagine. I mean, last week they won, but they've lost 4 of their last 5. They can lose today and go lose 5 of their last 6, and yet still control their destiny, which is kind of a head scratcher.
It is when you consider the talent in this division, with Philadelphia coming in at the start of the year. They're not eliminated yet. Here's a pass complete to Gaffney. Brought down by Antrell Roll, but a completion of 17 yards. And there is just no stopping this Washington offense yet.
No, and that's some of the play action stuff that we talked about, that you start getting the running game going as the Redskins have been able to do, and then you go play action, you get the linebackers out of the throwing lanes, and it's pretty easy stuff then for Rex Grossman.
Here's Evan Royster. The rookie runs into Kiwanuka. A gain of 3.
I've been impressed watching the Redskins come in here and play, and we haven't had a Redskins game in quite a while. But in talking with Mike Shanahan as far as how he feels about this team as it relates to going into the offseason and next year, he likes this group. There's a lot of players that he feels that he has, particularly on defense with that front 7, that he likes and thinks that they can build some things around. Of course, the quarterback is the guy that they've still got to be able to figure out.
Play action from Grossman. He finds Gaffney again. Gaffney is down inside the 15-yard line. Another completion of 17 yards in front of Aaron Ross, with Amukamara watching from the sideline.
Well, look at these guys right here, the linebackers, and what that play action does to them. And so you can see exactly what Rex Grossman's looking at. You come off of that play action fake and you turn, and there's no underneath coverage. So you've got soft coverage on the back end with the safeties and corners, that it's just pitch and catch at that point, and he's getting time to throw. It's just about delivering a good ball.
Only 1 sack today for the Giants. It belongs to Jason Pierre-Paul. Here's Royster. If you want to stick with Washington, they have got, Troy, a huge draft coming up in April. They've got Mike Shanahan potentially with the chance to get that quarterback he has coveted, and then trying to find some depth offensively, some playmakers. It's what, according to Mike, he lacks, and according to the stats, he's right.
Yeah, I think that Santana Moss, I think, still has some gas left in his tank, but there's not much else. There's not much else out there at the wide receiver position, certainly, but it would look right now like he's going to get a good shot at a pretty good quarterback coming out of the draft in April.
Can even talk about that when we come back. Second down when we come back, as the Redskins take a timeout. Turn the ball over twice in this game. The Redskins not only lead by 17, but they have a second down at the Giants' 14-yard line. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Halou. Jason Pierre-Paul is right in the middle of it for the Giants. Canty as well. And so 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, but I think the big thing that the Redskins have been able to do on this possession is they've been able to move the ball. They've gotten themselves down here in scoring position, come away with a touchdown or a field goal, and they've taken a lot of time off the clock. Here they are running this clock down to the end of the 3rd quarter. They're going to have to snap the ball here before this 3rd quarter runs out.
One more snap in this 3rd quarter. On 3rd down and 10, Grossman finds Halou, and Halou is going to be wrapped up short of 1st down yardage by Jaquan Williams. That'll be the end of 3. A field goal try when we come back after this from your local Fox station. By Rex Grossman, but all in all, he's played well. And they've beaten the Giants in every phase of the game so far with 15 minutes left. This to make it a 20-point game. Gano from 25 out. That makes it 23-3, and we focus on the other sideline. And Eli Manning, who has been Mr. 4th quarter, boy, does he have his work cut out for him today. 5.5-minute drive, 59 yards for the Redskins. Gaffney with a couple of catches on that drive, and it's a 20-point game with basically the entire 4th quarter left to go.
Well, if Eli Manning can bring them back from 12-point deficit with 5.5 minutes to play, then surely he can do it. 20-point deficit.
Really?
Well, do the math.
Yeah, that's right. You can extrapolate that out, and there you go. I don't know if that's used properly or not. Here's Jernigan. He will take it out. And Jarrell Jernigan is out across the 20. Alexander is in on that stop along with Westbrook. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Well, Troy may want to look away on this game break because it's a couple of defensive scores. First, Brett Bryant for the Seahawks. The defensive end with a pick six. They lead 21-14 in Chicago. And then the former Seahawk quarterback Matt Hasselbeck gets picked off by the Colts' Jacob Lacey. And look at this. He returns it 32 yards for a score. And the Colts trying to get their first win of the year, up 17-6 over Tennessee in the third quarter. Sorry, Troy.
Thank you,
problem.
Kurt. You okay after that? Are you going to gather yourself?
It's nice to see a little defense after what we've seen from the Giants today.
Here is a pass caught by Cruz. Tries to get a block from Hakeem Nicks, and making the play was Kevin Barnes, a gain of 4. And you hate to keep beating the same drum, as now the Giants will speed things up. But there's no way you could have expected this Giants team to come out and play like this in all phases of the game. They have been thoroughly defeated to this point by the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, really right from the first snap of the game. Even though they got the interception, there's just been no life to this club.
2nd down and 6. Manning with room steps up and hits Barton. And Barton is out of bounds right at the marker, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL. You get NFL action right on your phone. First down, Giants. The ball at their own 33. Manning flushed out to his right and now finds Manningham. And there's the first real big play of the day for the Giants. Mario Manningham takes it inside the 35, good for 34 yards.
You're going to see Eli Manning get outside the pocket, and Manningham on the outside was really running a comeback route, and he sees that Eli is in trouble, and it was more the throw than anything Manningham did to get himself open.
Manning floats this one for Nicks, and he is out of bounds with a Giants first down. And so the Giants get a little traction on offense.
Well, Eli Manning is working to his left side, and he comes back. There was nothing there. He comes back on that play. Nicks was about his 3rd receiver in the progression, and another nice play. Back-to-back good plays here by the Giants.
Here's one for the end zone, and it is intercepted by Josh Wilson. Manningham, the intended receiver, and we'll see if Wilson got both feet down. There's a little bit of a bobble. Has it there, and then the left foot down, and the right again. 3rd turnover by the Giants. And the Redskins take over at their 20, up 20.
Sponsored by K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. By Visa. More fans go with Visa. And by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Eli Manning with his 2nd 3-pick game of the season. The other was in that 5-turnover game here at home, and a loss to the Seahawks. And Salou takes it over the left side and goes out of bounds as we go back to the interception.
Well, watch Mario Manningham at the top of this route. Right here is where he thought Eli thinks he's going to go to the pylon because of his body language, and so he's laying it right where he thinks Manningham is going to be. And Mario Manningham does a cardinal sin for a wide receiver. He fools his quarterback. He starts like he's going to go outside on Josh Wilson for the fade. He stops on the route, cuts inside, and you can see Eli Manning asking, what are you doing? You can't do that. The ball has to come out on time in order to make that throw, and you can't wait to see what a receiver is doing. That was all on Mario Manningham.
2nd down and 5, and a toss to Malou. Again over the left side, and out there to make the stop is Aaron Ross We'll go down to the field and Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, some good news for the Giants. Devin Thomas, who was injured right before the half, well, he is up and walking around in the Giants locker room. He suffered a neck injury and is being evaluated. Back to you.
Yeah, that's great news, Pam. Thanks for passing it on. And that was going on throughout the entire halftime. They were working on him on the field, got him off the field. And that gave people some hope when he put that arm up on his way out. 3rd down and 4. Blitz coming from the Giants, and Grossman has to just get rid of it. Incomplete, and a stop defensively for New York. Santana Moss, the closest one to it.
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul, you're going to see he comes up here and then he rushes from the middle, and this is a new look for the New York Giants. They've not shown that. They've only shown Jason Pierre-Paul coming from off the edge, and it's a little different wrinkle for Perry Fuel, and they finally were able to get pressure and force a quick stop against this Redskins offense.
Jason Pierre-Paul came to play today. 14 tackles, 1 sack. Sam Rocca gets a good bounce. And that bounce will take it all the way to the 25. Take a break, come back. Giants have it down by 20. Allard is out with a knee sprain for the Giants. They're already without Travis Beckham, so at tight end they have Bear Pasco left. 11:15 on the clock. Starting at their 25, down by 20. Manning avoids a sack and finds Cruz, and Cruz goes down just shy of the 40. And it is time to hurry up. Manning pulls it back, now hits Pasco. And Bear Pasco with a leap over Wilson, who just got that interception. Harry Riley was in there on the tackle as well. And now Wilson comes out.
Bear Pasco, he saw Brandon Jacobs pull that move last week. He thought he'd give it a try.
On 1st down, Manning is nearly picked by Westbrook, who stepped in front of Hakeem Nicks. Friday, January 6th, it's one of the most anticipated bowl games of the season. 8th-ranked Kansas State takes on 6th-ranked Arkansas in the only Big 12 SEC showdown. Exclusive coverage of the 76th Cotton Bowl Classic live from Cowboys Stadium at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on January 6th in high definition on Fox.
I'll tell you, Jim Haslett and this defense, they've had a nice game today.
He deserves a lot of credit, this group. As this one is batted down in the direction of Victor Cruz. They came in ranked 10th. They like the front 7, as you mentioned. They can build around that as they go forward. And this defense has smothered Eli Manning and come away with 3 picks. That was Arakpo, got his left hand on the pass from Eli.
Yeah, it's a good thing, too, because D'Angelo Hall was there to make a play on that. And they've given a lot of different looks, and at the snap, moving to a lot of different places. And for the most part, they've played well in the secondary.
Manning on 3rd down, going for it all. Launches it. There's contact and a flag. Hakeem Nicks was interfered with by Dowdy.
You can see both trying to make a play. They just, got in contact with each other. Dowdy, you can tell he's trying to make a play on the ball.
37, defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
Boy, so often when feet get tangled up, you do not see a flag. But it is pass interference against Dowdy.
Well, there was contact made, certainly, beyond just the feet. But I think that, Dowdy, it was clear that, he thought of himself as much of the receiver as Nicks, and he's trying to make a play on the ball, and while he's doing that, the contact was made.
That is a 43-yard penalty to set up 1st and goal at the 3. Handoff is to Jacobs. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. And this Redskins defense will not stop playing hard. London Fletcher, the first guy in there.
London Fletcher, he's been all over the field. I mean, you say today, but it's like that every week. I mean, he is playing hard, and the entire defense is playing hard. The Giants certainly looking for a quick score. When you run it right there, then you're taking a lot of time off the clock.
Now Manning in the shotgun on 2nd and goal. Quick setup and throw, and incomplete for Nix. A lot of hands at the top of that route. D'Angelo Hall was defending for the Redskins.
Well, Eli Manning, he's just trying to put a quick one on him, and it looked to me like another ball that Nix should have caught. You know, if he's able to put his foot in the ground, come back on it, sure enough, I mean, right through his hands. Initially, I thought that D'Angelo Hall may have gotten a hand on it himself, but that was just another drop.
Looked like Hall had a lot of the jersey of Akeem Nix with his right hand. It's now 3rd and goal. 2 downs to get a touchdown for the Giants. Underneath, Ware, touchdown. And now the officials get together. Let's see. The ball is loose. Was there control when he broke the plane?
Absolutely not. He didn't get control of the ball. As you're going to see, the ball pops up. He had it, but are they going to look at this in real time, or are they going to look at it in slow motion? You know, in real time, you'd say he did not have possession. There was no football move, no football act. As he turns upfield, the ball comes loose, and once he regains possession of it, then obviously he's well short of the goal line.
The ruling on the field will be reviewed.
And so now we're going to go into a full review, as they're going to give that a look, as they do all scoring plays. Ruling on the field is touchdown, and they're going to give it a look. The call when we come back.
Sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
We're going to check in with Mike Pereira, our rules expert. What do you think back there in L.A.? Touchdown or no?
I don't think it is. I don't think he completed the catch. He didn't get the left foot down before the ball came loose. So I think they have to reverse this and put the ball down in the field of play at about the 1.5-yard line.
Take a look. And as Mike said, there's a little bit of control, but the left foot isn't down. And by the time that happens, the ball is up on the shoulder pad of Ware. And then by the time DJ Ware got full control of the ball, he was back near the 2-yard line. If this is reversed, it'll be 4th down.
The ruling on the field will be reversed. The receiver does not have control as he crosses the goal line. The receiver does not get full control until he's at the 2-yard line. Therefore, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. It will be 4th down.
And so any hope of a comeback in this game, you would think, will ride on this upcoming 4th down play from the 2.
Yeah, I think you've got to feel that way. I mean, with no more time than there is on the clock and down 20 points, that if they're going to have any chance of 26 points, or I'm looking at here, 14 points, I mean, they're going to have any chance, 20 points, they're going to have any chance of getting back in this. This is the down then that they've got to be able to score right here.
From the 2. Manning fires and completes. There's a flag down. Touchdown Nix. But a flag is down, and it's a hold against the Giants.
Holding, number 66, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
They get left tackle David Deal.
Going to look like a pretty good call, too. You're going to see David Deal, the left tackle. And it's a Rakpo there that's coming off the edge, and it's just as he's trying, got him around the neck. Pretty easy call. You know, it was coming back either way, but it looked like Eli Manning could have potentially ran that ball, and it was good execution for not. This is tough right here.
From the 12. Manning spins out, and now down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan makes the play. And the rookie, who had an interception, returned for a touchdown in his NFL debut on September 11th against Eli Manning, gets the sack and a loss of 13.
Well, Ryan Kerrigan, he's the rush end, and he's able to get past Kareem McKenzie, and that's why I say when you get in that situation from the 12-yard line, having to get it into the end zone, it's hard, and it's hard on those offensive linemen, and Eli trying to buy as much time as he could, and Kerrigan was there to make the key stop.
He's really had an impact, the rookie out of Purdue. Up to 7.5 sacks now as Malou takes it. And again, now we'll go through this playoff picture again. Dallas Cowboys, it would appear at the end of the day, barring an incredible comeback by the Giants, will be alone atop the NFC East. However, should the Giants win next week here at MetLife Stadium against the Jets and then beat the Dallas Cowboys, the rest of it doesn't matter. The Giants would win the division.
Yeah, it's just amazing that, again, to have lost 5 of their last 6 and yet still talk about what they're capable of doing. But this performance today, really, by the entire club, I didn't see this coming. We thought that it would be a tough game, but to just essentially not even show up is a real surprise.
And there's been so much talk, Troy, about the difference in records first half, second half of the season, where Tom Coughlin in his 8th year is about to go to 25-37. They are minus 26 in the turnover differential in the second half combined over those 8 seasons. And here they are again. They had lost 4 in a row. They get the big win at Dallas last Sunday night. Now they come out and do nothing in any phase of the game. And Tom Coughlin's going to go right back onto the hot seat again, where it seemed like he came off it after that come from behind win at Dallas last Sunday night. The completion to Gaffney for 13 and another Washington Redskins first down.
Well, I think a lot of Tom Coughlin. I think he's an excellent football coach, but when you talk about hot seats, there's a lot of people, coaches and players, that are sitting in some pretty warm chairs.
We'll take a game break after this play on first down. They'll run it. They'll give it to Royster, the rookie. And off we go to Kurt Menefee for the break.
Well, during their 19-game win streak, the Packers had not trailed at all in the fourth quarter until today. Kansas City doing it. Kyle Orton giving up with Leonard Cope. He's out at the 1-yard line. They get a field goal. Chiefs with a 12-7 lead, trying to hand the Packers their first defeat of the season with 10 minutes to go during regulation. Joe, Troy, and Penn.
All right, that 7-2 Dolphin team will get the champagne out if the Kansas City Chiefs, after the firing of Todd Haley, come away with an upset win over the Green Bay Packers.
Maybe we'll get to hear from Mercury Morris this week.
Here is Royster. And Royster is out just shy of midfield. And there aren't many left in the seats watching what has transpired. A 20-point game right now with the Redskins just... First of all, they're about to sweep the season series over the Giants for the first time since '99. And I think Mike Shanahan and, as you said, Jim Haslett, the coaching staff of this 4-9 Redskins team, deserves a lot of credit. This group came in here, and yeah, it's the NFL. They should always come in ready to play. But they took it to the Giants, their divisional rival, here today.
Well, they sure did. And think about where these two teams began.
Here's Royster on a toss, and Evan Royster is brought down right at the marker.
You go back to that week 1 game, Joe. We called it between these two teams. They're in Washington, and the Redskins looked awfully good that afternoon, and the Giants did not. And they looked to me like a team that would be lucky to win 6 games, and yet they were able to pull it together. And I think that's worth pointing out, that this was not a team coming into the season, the New York Giants, that anyone thought had a chance to win this division. Everyone obviously was picking the Philadelphia Eagles with all the acquisitions they made in free agency, and then the Dallas Cowboys. So, you know, let's not take away from what Tom Coughlin has done with a team that not a lot was expected from, and that was prior to all the injuries that were suffered. Having said all that, this performance here this afternoon is embarrassing.
Well, if you think of where they were, Troy, they were 6-2. They had that win at New England. They have a locker room celebration where they're hoisting Tom Coughlin, Brandon Jacobs is on his shoulder. Then they lose 4 in a row. They come back to beat Dallas to save their season, in essence, because of the tiebreakers in the division last Sunday night. And today, against a 4-9 Washington Redskins team, they're not able to stop them. And they'll go for it here on first down with another run to try and eat some more of this clock, and the Giants just can't defensively get off the field.
Yeah, a team that just has not played well at home. I mean, after this game, the Giants are going to be 3-4 here at this stadium.
Giants take the first of their 3 timeouts. Second down when we come back. That team that you were talking about was picked by just about everybody to win this division. Philadelphia Eagles are not dead yet. They're 5-8. They're hosting the Jets later today. They've got just about every tiebreaker in the division. If everybody finishes at 8-8, they'd end up going to the playoffs. Here's Royster on second down, and the Giants will take their second timeout. That's impossible to believe, considering where they've been. But they need a lot of help. I mean, but so do the Giants after today to try and rally and come back in this stadium, quote unquote, the road team next week when they take on the Jets, who are in a fight for an AFC playoff berth as they trail the Patriots in the AFC East. By the way, time permitting, we will get you to the end of the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs for bonus coverage. At last check, the Chiefs were up in that game, and we will try and get you there if we get the chance. 12-7 is the score at Arrowhead. Third down and 3. Grossman going to go for it all. Armstrong. Nice play by Webster.
How about that? A 20-point lead with 4 minutes to play, and Kyle Shanahan and Mike Shanahan decided to take a shot deep and make sure this game's over. Initially, it looked like Armstrong had a chance, but Corey Webster is able to make a nice play on the ball to force a 4th down.
You were looking at the stats during the break. Only 1 sack today for this Giants defense. As Tom Coughlin told us on Friday, we've defended the pass around here by rushing the quarterback, and we haven't done that. Went through a stretch where they had 5 sacks over 4 games going into the Green Bay game. The Giants will stay away. They had 2 sacks against Green Bay, 3 at Dallas, only 1 here today. This February, NASCAR's best will converge at the Daytona International Speedway for NASCAR's biggest race. Sprint Cup champion Tony Stewart, rookie Danica Patrick highlight a full field of drivers looking to take home auto racing's ultimate prize. We're proud to bring you exclusive coverage of the 54th running of the Daytona 500 on February 26th.
Joe, not only did they only get 1 sack, they only got 1 sack against an offensive lineman that has a lot of young players playing for him today. I mean, if there was ever a time the Giants were going to dominate the line of scrimmage defensively like they have not been able to do throughout this year, this was the game. Talking about a guy making just playing in his 2nd NFL game at left tackle, Willie Smith, of course Columbus, and then Maurice Hurd at left guard, and they did a nice job.
Pass is caught by Cruz. He has the last 2, a gain of 5.
A little surprised that Eli Manning's in the game. I mean, he's had some great comebacks, but I don't think this is going to be one of them.
3.5 to go, and now he suffers another sack. This time it's a Rockbo. So these two guys who did not have a sack as a tandem on the outside since the 27th of November, here on December 18th. Kerrigan, the last time the Giants have it, and now it's a Rockbo.
Yeah, right now in defense of this offensive line, this is tough duty right here.
Here is Pasco, who gets just popped by London Fletcher. Bent over backward on 3rd down.
Yeah, I just, with Eli, you saw him get hit on that previous play on the sack. You just sure hate to see something happen to one of these guys.
Bradshaw gets the 1st down on 4th down. Gain of 8.
Into that play with London Fletcher finishing him off after the hit by Perry Riley down low.
20-point game. It's 1st and 10. Manning is able to get rid of it. They're saying it's an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
And of course, these defensive linemen and pass rushers, they know what's coming. They know that they've got to throw the ball. They get a chance. A lot of these guys have incentives in those contracts for sacks. And
that was Darian Scott, who came within half a second of getting his 1st sack of the year.
His incentive might be a little higher than that.
2nd and 10. Bradshaw on the handoff. And Ahmad Bradshaw is knocked down at the 31 by D'Angelo Hall, a run of 15 yards, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning here at MetLife Stadium. Giants with the ball, but they were embarrassed here at home today, down by 20. Along with our producer Richie Zients and our director Rich Russo, Colby Bourgeois punching buttons that Troy and I have no idea they do down there in the truck. Our technical director. 2 minutes left as Eli Manning finds Nix. Nix down inside the 15. The ball came out, but he was down. A 19-yard completion.
This is going to be a game that Nix is going to want to forget and burn the tape.
Well, Eli Manning has a chance to set that record for 4th quarter touchdown passes in a season, but it will be small consolation on a day like this if it happens. Here's Bradshaw to the 7. O.J. Atogwe on the tackle.
Well, as good a year as Eli Manning has had, in a lot of years, the season he's had would certainly be worthy of MVP consideration. The 2 worst games that he's had have come against these Washington Redskins to open up the season, and then here this afternoon, although he didn't get much help in this one.
Here's Bradshaw, and Bradshaw's in for the touchdown. Looked like his knee might have been down before he broke the plane of the end zone right there, and then the extension of the ball that will come back. His knee is clearly down, and obviously
the previous play will be reviewed,
so it will be reviewed.
Yeah, that'll be reviewed and it'll come back, but it will be for a 1st down.
Why don't we go for a game break while we wait? Here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, who would have thought this would happen? Jackie Battle, 1-yard touchdown run. They're starting the celebration in Kansas City. There's still 5 minutes to go, but they've got a 19-7 lead. Once again, trying to stop the undefeated Green Bay Packers. Joe, Troy, Pam?
You're under Romeo Crennel, the interim head coach, and I'm sure, as I said before, they're starting a celebration around this country, those 72 Dolphins, but there is time, and it is Aaron Rodgers with the kind of season he is having. Let's take another look. It appears to us this will come back and set up 1st and goal from the 1.
Joe, to go back to that Kansas City Green Bay game, everyone has weighed in. It seems every year, not undefeated like the Packers are right now, but constantly weighing in on whether a coach should rest players, whether they should play, and it goes back and forth, and now the Packers go on to lose that game, I mean, clearly Mike McCarthy's going to want to try to keep his guys as healthy as they can be, but with 2 games to play, you still got to get them out there on the field.
And it could impact what goes on in the NFC playoff picture. Green Bay's already clinched the division, but they have home games against Chicago and Detroit, 2 teams that are in that wild card hunt.
Yeah, I've got to believe if you're a Detroit Lions fan, or if you're the Detroit Lions, period, you definitely wanted to see the Packers lose either today or next week, because in all likelihood that last game of the season for Detroit is going to be significant in determining whether or not they're going to be able to get in.
We're still in this scoring review. It seems pretty clear cut. And with a minute left, we expect the ball to be placed at the 1. We are waiting for the ruling from Alberto Riverone. Mike Shanahan in his 2nd year, you talk about those quarterbacks. Names like Andrew Luck of Stanford, Matt Barkley of USC, Robert Griffin III, the Heisman Trophy winner, Landry Jones, the Oklahoma Sooner. One of those 4, you have to believe, will end up a Washington Redskin after this next draft. Here comes the call from Riverone.
The runner's knee is down prior to crossing the goal line. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. It will be first down because he made the line to gain. First down, New York at the 1.
I think it's a pretty safe bet, Joe, that one of those guys you mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned Robert Griffin III, but one of those rookie quarterbacks coming out next year is going to be wearing a Redskins uniform, I assure you.
And this is a Redskins team that will go to 5-9 after today. That's not the worst record. It's not one of the 3 worst records, but there are clubs that will draft in front of them, barring a trade,
right,
that aren't going to be looking for a quarterback. A team like Minnesota, St. Louis with Sam Bradford. So that eliminates that possibility again, unless those teams make a deal with a team that needs a quarterback. Here's one to the back of the end zone, incomplete for Bear Pasco. 47 seconds left. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, Tom Coughlin's going to have his work cut out for him again this week. I mean, not that any week is easy. I think he recognized the challenge here today. Certainly talked to his club. You know, people will talk about trap game. I don't think anything about a trap game. You're coming in against a team that's played well, and the Giants have had troubles in these types of games. But
here's Bradshaw going backward, and this Washington defense still fighting hard. A loss of 2.
Yeah, this would be a heck of a way to cap this game for the Giants, being unable to get in from the 1-yard line with 1st and goal.
Bowen is the one who stuffed that play, and then everybody else joined in. Lorenzo Alexander, you name it. And it's been a day filled with miscues. It started with a big drop by Hakeem Nicks. Down 3-0. That was a sure touchdown, but it hit his face mask. And then this tip into the air. Otongwe, an interception. 1st of 3. D'Angelo Hall had the 2nd, then Josh Wilson. 3 interception day for Eli Manning, who's in the shotgun on 3rd and goal. And they run it and get in with Ahmad Bradshaw. But all that does is make the scoreboard look a little bit better as Bradshaw takes it in from the 3.
You know, to kind of go back to Mike Shanahan's comments yesterday in retooling this group, and even Jim Haslett, they're so excited about this front 7 next year, and I can see why.
Stay out of there.
You know, overall, they've had a nice game.
It's 23-10.
You know, even Barry Cofield, the free agent they picked up here from after he left New York last year, and Jim Haslett feels that he's got a chance to be the best nose tackle in all of football next year, which is really saying something, because he had been a defensive tackle with the Giants, and then he made a position switch in that 3-4 scheme and had a nice year. I mean, really did some good things, but to get a year under his belt, that's going to certainly help him. And I'm excited to see what this Redskins team is going to have when we revene next year in 2012.
I think when you look at the other guy that nobody talks about, Jarvis Jenkins, their second-round pick out of Clemson, who was playing great and really exciting this organization. They had him at defensive end. He went down with an ACL injury in preseason, but they get him back. They thought he was maybe going to be their best defensive lineman coming into the season. Then he went down, so add him to the list. It's a lot to like up front defensively for the Washington Redskins. Both Weatherford and Tynes are near the ball for the onside kick attempt. High into the air, penalty flag for an offside. As Weatherford was well across the line when he kicked it. Jabbar Gaffney is there to recover the onside kick for Washington. And the Redskins offense will come onto the field, and it's worth again noting all those changes up front, Troy, that you talked about, and the job the offensive line did in protecting Rex Grossman.
Yeah, they were solid. I mean, that was a big concern, knowing that they needed to be able to continue to try to run the ball.
Offside, number 34 of the kicking team. The 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, Washington.
They get Deion Grant, but he wasn't the only one across the line.
You know, being able to run the ball and the play action and the things that Mike Shanahan wants to do coming into this game, and you know, they were able to do that. I mean, you look at their rushing totals, and it doesn't jump out at you as far as their yard per carry average or anything, but I thought they did a nice job overall, and they certainly did a good job protecting Rex Grossman, and it was a good performance.
That's the last snap of the day. We're going to go for a game break here and send it back to Kurt.
And it's gotten interesting. Down in Kansas City, Aaron Rodgers, 8-yard run, and just like that, it's not over. Right now it's 19-14 just before the 2-minute warning. Kansas City holding on, time permitting. Joe, Troy, and Pam will take your audience to the conclusion of that one.
All right, great. So we will even stick around in the booth and watch the conclusion of that. Green Bay, the undefeated Packers. We will take you there at Kansas City. Here's Kenny, Moose, and Goose.